Thanks a lot for staying with us. We're cutting across to Kairana in Uttar Pradesh, West Uttar Pradesh, where BJP former President and Home Minister Amit Shah is kick-starting the party's campaign. Now, not only is the state of Uttar Pradesh, of course, extremely important for all concerned, for the BJP, that is the incumbent, and for all political opponents, the seat of Kairana also is an important one as far as the BJP's campaign is concerned. Remember, this is where under the Samajwadi Party rule, there was the Hindu exodus because of some local gangs terrorizing them and more. Now, since then, Yogi Adityanath-led government has also made law and orders, even in the seat of Kairana, their poll plank. Let me also go across to my colleague Arunima, who is joining us. Arunima, very crucial, the starting point of Amit Shah's campaign.
Yes, this is a message not just for Kairana residents, but for all of Western Uttar Pradesh and perhaps for the rest of the state as well. The message being that if there is a problem as far as Hindus being targeted are concerned, the Bharatiya Janata Party takes that very seriously. Also, if there is a law and order problem anywhere, Bharatiya Janata Party takes that very seriously as well. I've just come back from Kairana. The mood on the ground is that in the last 5 years, law and order situation definitely has improved. There is a huge question mark whether the Hindu exodus happened at all or not. Some families say they left because they were targeted. It was a pure law and order issue and not so much a communal issue. On that, opinion is divided. But what everybody is talking about is that a thumbs up for Yogi Adityanath administration for ensuring that the Gunda Raj and the Rangdari ends.
Yes, and these visuals are now coming in of what is a door-to-door campaign being led by Amit Shah. Clearly, he is being surrounded by a lot of people. There are security officials around him as well. But he is going door-to-door, Arunima, and distributing pamphlets for the BJP.
Yes, Mridanga Singh is the candidate for whom Amit Shah is canvassing right now. She's the daughter of Hukum Singh. Hukum Singh was the first Bharatiya Janata Party legislator who had spoken about exodus. He later nuanced his stance and went back, something that the Samajwadi Party also highlights. But the fact is that Mridanga Singh, because of what her father highlighted, has managed to get the most powerful campaigner from the Bharatiya Janata Party to ask for votes for her. And that's the visual that we are now seeing. Home Minister Amit Shah going from door to door in Kairana and asking people to give Mridanga Singh a chance. Why this is important is that the sitting MLA from the area is Nahid Hassan. He is the Samajwadi Party MLA and he has defeated Mridanga. Twice earlier, Mridanga has not made the cut. And yesterday when she was campaigning in villages, we heard her saying that this is a do-or-die battle, that she must get the support of Kairana voters. So that's the sense that one got of the Bharatiya Janata Party camp, that this is indeed a do-or-die battle. And who better than Senapati Amit Shah to take that do-or-die battle further. And one can't underline this enough, that whatever is happening in Kairana right now is not limited to Kairana alone. It will have its impact on all the other seats in the vicinity, be it Shamli, be it Saharanpur, be it Muzaffarnagar, Bagpat, entire Western Uttar Pradesh. The message is going down.
Yes, and this is where the message of the BJP that, the Samajwadi Party is still promoting gundas, mafias, because Nahid Hassan, their candidate from here, came under a lot of question. His bail was denied by a court under the cases, for the cases that he's been jailed as well. And yet the Samajwadi Party went ahead with him. Let me go across to Maria Shakil also joining us. With this campaign, not just the message of protection of Hindus, which is a plank for the BJP, but also a message of the contrast between what BJP stands for and what Samajwadi Party is pushing for as far as law and order or, mafia-like elements in society is concerned.
Yes, and Amit Shah himself being on the ground is a message that he is leading from the front, that he believes that this is an important do-or-die battle for the BJP and he should be on ground. The fact, Shivani, that the BJP, former BJP president and the Home Minister has chosen Kairana as his first place of door-to-door campaign is very, very significant. Let's not forget that before the 2014 elections, Shivani, Home Minister Amit Shah was in fact General Secretary in charge of UP. He had traveled UP extensively, understanding the nuts and bolts, the various complex scenarios in terms of how complex and vast this state is. We have seen the results for the BJP play out in 2014. Again, in 2017, he was the BJP president when UP went to polls. and then the 3,312 number that we saw, the credit had gone to Home Minister Amit Shah. Mr. Shah right now, he understands Kairana and this entire belt of Western UP as he does in other parts and other pockets of UP very well. He being on ground, it will certainly enthuse the cadres, because in this particular belt, which goes to polls in the first phase, the BJP certainly would want that as far as the Jats are concerned, those fault lines that had emerged before 2014 remains there. Those fault lines that are there between various communities is prevalent even today. So Home Minister there interacting with people on ground, understanding the issues, trying to communicate the agenda of his party. But the choice of Kairana is important. And this, when we look at these visuals, Shivani, it's also today and yesterday we know that JP Nadda, the BJP president, was in various parts of Western UP. Western UP belt of these constituencies go to polls in the first and the second phase, and that is the reason why the BJP is not leaving any stone unturned and they are on ground. The fact that the top leaders of the party are on ground and doing door-to-door campaigning in itself is significant. These are not big rallies, of course, which has been stopped by the Election Commission. They are doing a rethink whether they will be allowing it or not because of COVID times. Mr. Shah, giving the parcha of the BJP, communicating what the agenda of the party is.
Yes, and Arunima, coming back to you, the SP, RLD combined and the BJP or the NDA, it's been seen as a bipolar contest between them. And this is the area, the Western UP area, where the SP, RLD combined will hope to make most gains. Whether they can or not, frankly, is a question, and the BJP will try to offset that. But what did you get the sense of as far as on ground is concerned, especially in context of Nahid's candidature? Because interestingly, his sister has also filed her nomination. Is she going to take them back now that it looks like Nahid can indeed go ahead with his candidature? What's really playing out as far as the candidates are concerned?
See, Nahid Hassan has his own support base. The Hassan family in Kairana has its own support base. And the sense I got is that it's not as if the support is on religious grounds. Hukum Singh, Nikanka's father, the Bharatiya Janata Party former MP, he won repeatedly from Kairana. And as far as voter dynamic goes, the overall voting population is just about 3 lakh, a little above 3 lakh, out of which more than 50% is Muslim voters. So the Muslim voters there are at pains to underline that if we have earlier elected Hukum Singh, then why label us that we are voting for Nahid Hassan only because he's a Muslim? But having said that, the fact is that Nahid Hassan is depending on the Muslim voters to stand by him. And Nikanka Singh is also going from one constituency to other, one village to the other, irrespective of the population mix. Trying to underline that BJP is for Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas. This is Kairana specific. In the rest of Western Uttar Pradesh, however, we will, like you said, really have to wait and see if the Jats and the Muslims come together. The Muslims, like in Muzaffarnagar, are upset that Samajwadi Party has not given them enough representation. Will that being upset translate into votes for, say, a BSP or an Owaisi, thereby cutting down chances of the Mahagathbandhan? We'll have to wait and see.